So I'm walking up to the front door of a new potential spot for Indy Hall, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of a tour. So look around, you'll notice we just came off of 2nd Street. It's a little rainy here, but you can see that tree there, and just past the tree, that window there is actually Christ Church. So you get an idea of where we are, and what we're overlooking is actually the Christ Church garden in a way. So we come in, take a look around. Looks awesome, doesn't it? So I'll have to use a little bit of your imagination and realize that this gnarly drop ceiling and wood paneling that reminds you of the high school basement you hung out in, we can get rid of all this. What's really cool is I don't know if it comes with these bikes or not, but you know, all of these walls and this wood paneling can come out, and we can open all of this up. And what it opens up to starts being a little bit more like what we're gonna see in the back here. Again, everything I'm walking through will be taken out and totally opened up. Back here is a little more representative of what's hiding underneath the wood paneling and drop ceiling, and that includes, you know, some cool looking brick that we can clean up and make real nice. And if you look up at the ceiling, well, obviously we can get rid of these gnarly fluorescents, but take a look at that pressed tin tiles. I think it looks really, really cool. This is a really different kind of room than we're used to in a way, in that it is about the same width as half of Indy Hall, except we don't really get to, you know, experience half of Indy Hall at a time the way it's set up. This is full width all the way through, especially once we break out those walls that you're looking at right now. You can actually see how there's sort of like a box around them. Once we open that up, it actually it's pretty big. End to end, so you can see I'm facing the doors now, all the way down to this other end here, is over 200 feet long. So it's about twice as long, maybe a little more than twice as long as the current Indy Hall. So imagine if you cut Indy Hall down the middle lengthwise, and then you put it end to end. That's basically what we're in, with, you know, the ceilings that we like, and you know, obviously we've got to do some quite a bit of restorative work. But you see that we've got a big rectangle to play with, and with a rectangle we can do pretty much anything we want. The cool thing, a couple of cool things I'll point out actually, as I look overhead, there's one down there. These openings are actually openings for skylights that, the one in the back here actually does open up to the sky. And we can potentially open that up, because one of the downsides to this ground floor currently is that there are no windows other than the front. We've talked about a couple of other ways to potentially get some natural light in here, but among them would include opening up this skylight, getting lots of natural light to pour in that way. And then the skylights in the middle, which actually open up to the 2nd floor where we're gonna head in a second, we can make those potentially open air between the 2 floors. So just like we have with our current floors are open, you know, we can see through the opening with the stairs in the way. Imagine how that opening might feel if the stairs weren't there, but instead there was just a railing all the way around, so you could sort of see up into the 2nd floor, see what's going on there. They could see down here. You know, we'd give up some square footage on the floor, but I think it would open up the feeling between those 2 spaces quite a bit. Obviously, in addition to redoing most of the surfaces, with this place would get all new heating and cooling, so we'd have actually better heating and cooling probably than we have in the current spot. All new electrical. We can think about where electrical actually makes the sense, wiring and all that stuff we can do really from the ground up, the way we want. Again, as we walk through here, just remember all of this wood paneling goes away, and we actually gain both space and ceiling. You can, I don't know if you can see it on the video here, but there's like at least another 2 feet up there, and a really cool looking molding, more tin ceiling up there as well. We're gonna head up the stairs. We can head up here, right, Henry?
Yeah.
Cool. We're gonna keep going. These stairs are kind of boxed in. Personally, I would love to see them opened up somehow. We can figure that out. Obviously, the carpet here, lovely. Just kidding. And we're in another sort of bowling alley of sorts, where we can look end to end. Down here again, we can open all this up, all the way up to the front. There is a service elevator here, which can be updated and make sure we're accessible to folks who are coming in and can't take the stairs. These windows again provide a good amount of natural light from the outside, and obviously even more once we start adding in things like skylights and get rid of the brown walls that soak up all the light. And again, when we take out the drop ceiling, we've got another, you got the great coloring here, or great view of the tin, the sconces, the molding. Looks really cool. Once this drop ceiling goes away, I think it looks awesome. Right now there are bathrooms in specific spots, basically right on top of each other here. And within bounds of reason, I think we can plan around those and make those even better. If we keep heading upstairs, we can see the third floor. And you might be thinking to yourself, holy crap, there's 3 whole floors? Well, sort of. This third floor is a good deal smaller. You'll see as I come out. This is actually overlooking the roof of that room we were just in. And as we come around, you'll see that this upstairs is a fair bit smaller, but it's still a decent size. Again, these windows overlook Christchurch, which is awesome. Access from that elevator, which is awesome. And I almost imagine, this could be built out into a couple of conference rooms. So you sort of get the conference rooms out of the way of the main workspace, and also have them with a nice view. And have people, you sort of need to move through the entire space in order to get up here, which I think is actually pretty great. The other thing that, since I did point out the roof, is we have the potential to turn at least one of these sections of roofs into a roof deck, which, I don't know about you, but I always think Old City needs more roof deck space. And if you take a look at this, imagine being able to sit out here with some tables and chairs, and we can do show and tell out here, we can do happy hours out here, we can do whatever. So imagine our event space, 8 months out of the year being able to be outdoors that would be awesome. And the view of the bridge, which, I mean, how cool is that, right? So you need to have a little bit of imagination for sure to think about what this can be like with the drop ceiling and the wood paneling taken out. But I think that we've got the makings of something that we can make really a even better version of what we have now. We're gonna cruise back down to the second floor real quick and take you back up to the front. So, up this way, one more time. And again, think about the distance from here to, you can see Sean all the way down there. See how small he gets? How far away that is? Actually, we'll go over there so you can see there's potential for a small roof deck on this size as well, depending on which one we decided we wanted to do first. Oh, and we can also, so I mentioned before, we could do, I'm not sure exactly where the cutouts are, but in this floor, this is where we could do cutouts to down to the ground floor. And then above us is where we could put in some skylights. So natural light actually comes in from above where we're standing right now, and not only pours in to fill this space, but actually helps light the space below it as well. I think that would be really freaking awesome. What do you think, Sean?
It's interesting. It's cool.
So smaller space potentially for, a smaller roof deck, maybe a starter roof deck, if you will. But yeah, that's about it. So next week, I think we're gonna come over here, invite you so you can come in and see it with your own 2 eyes. I carry over some desks so you can get a feel for what desks feel like in in the space, you know, to be able to lay them out on either side or whatever it is, to sort of get a feel for, does this dimension actually work for us? I have a sneaking suspicion it can work really, really well. In fact, I think it can work a whole lot better than what we have, as long as we get some of the main things, like obviously getting rid of the wood paneling and drop ceiling, but also addressing natural light. And then we've got to come up with a list of other things that are our top priorities. What are the problems, the things we live with every day that, you know, when we can start from the ground up and build out a box, what's important to us and what's going to help us work together better, what's going to help us be more productive, what's going to help us just not have the problems that distract us every day. So I think I'm feeling pretty good about this. So I hope you'll join us on Monday so you can tour through with your own two eyes, and I'll see you then.